Oh, wait, I'm live on camera. Hey, happy Tuesday, Rare community. Thank you for joining us for another conversation. Myself, I am Tony Jalen, if you cannot read that on the screen, joined by the wonderful
Danielle Jalen.
Each Tuesday, we bring you a conversation with the intent to go ahead and add value to your lives to help improve your life in terms of your personal life, your professional life, even your community. And today, we're going to talk about questions. You know, all human progress is preceded by a question. And in my hand, I have some questions. Neither of us know what question is going to come up today that we're going to have a discussion on. But as my son would say, it's going to be a banger. So, Denise, you can go ahead and tell me when to stop. I'll stop, and that'll be our focus question for today.
Did you shuffle the cards from yesterday?
I did.
Last week?
Yeah.
Okay, stop.
Ooh. So you can all thank Danielle for this question, for all you guys who are watching, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Twitter. And today's question is, you may want to write this down. It'd be a great conversation question to ask anyone. What is my gift to the world? What is my gift to the world? How can that be a powerful question now?
I think it gives you purpose and what you're able to go out and accomplish in the world versus just existing.
Yeah. I think when I think about that question, it reminds me that you don't have to be on the cover of Time magazine. You don't have to be in the NBA finals or NCAA finals or Nobel Peace Prize Award winner to know that you are born with a gift. And I think when you step into that gift, it gives you spark, it gives you life, and like you said, it gives you purpose. And I think sometimes when it comes to our gifts, we may feel it's a strength of ours, but we don't look at it as a gift. Would you agree?
Yeah, sometimes I think too, we look at what other people are good at and want that to be our gift when we are given our own gift in which we can accomplish and touch the world.
Yeah. I mean, there's a phrase that I've shared before on these calls that, comparison is the thief of joy. And it's a lot harder to be someone that you're not. Now, it doesn't mean that you cannot evolve and grow into a person. Like, I talked to someone a while ago, and they're like, man, like, you're still the same, but yet you've changed so much. I'm like, yeah, I hope I've changed. I hope I've evolved since you've met me. If not, we got bigger, questions to ask. And I think the things that we may see as gifts, we may also minimize too at times, that they are a gift.
True.
What would you say is your gift to the world?
I don't know. That's why it was an interesting question when you asked it.
What gives you spark?
I don't know. Because I think there's a difference in what gives you a spark and what actually your gift is. Because I think there's a difference in what motivates you to do good versus what you're actually, like you said, you a lot of times minimize what your gift is and don't see it as that. A lot of times I think we see it as a fault in ourselves versus a gift, because we don't know that what our actual gift is what is helping others.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up. I remember this was probably a decade ago. And I was told that I need to be more executive like and not be so enthusiastic and positive. And they said this to me, hey, you're not Tony Robbins or whatnot. And I remember getting off that call being upset because how I took it as is that I love people, I love life. I'm grateful to have the life that I have, to be able to be awake. And I thought to myself, maybe you guys need more of my kind of flavor. And then I thought two ways. Okay, well, like, why are they saying that? Right? Because I remember one time we were actually at a conference in Las Vegas, and I was having a good time and dancing and just just having everything. And someone came up to me and goes, Tony, I think you need to go ahead and have less to drink. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, well, have you been drinking? I'm like, no. I go, I've been drinking chocolate milk unless they laced it with alcohol or something like that, amaretto or something like that. And it's like, wow, like you're able to be this happy without drinking? I'm like, yeah, I can be. So to bring that all around, after that moment, I can honestly tell you that I was at times afraid to express myself. And that was a lot of work. And I was doing the things that I thought was necessary to fit in. Because growing up, I didn't always feel like I fit in. Right? I didn't fit into that group of the quote unquote the rich kids, right? And we're going back to that comparison thing. But always people I felt like gravitated to me for some reason or another. They're having issues. They come talk to me. And I was that listening ear. I felt like I can give them solutions and answers. And just a handful, maybe a year ago, that like I've gone into periods of expressing who I feel I am, and like or shrinking back from it. And I realized that one of the gifts you can give others is to embrace you. Now, of course, the goal is not to break God's laws or man's laws or do anything malicious to hurt people. But at the end of the day, I'm not responsible for anyone else's happiness. I'm not responsible for yours. I'm not responsible for our sons. I'm responsible for my happiness. And by stepping into me, I feel that's how I'm sharing my gift with the world. Now, do I always know what that is either? No. I struggle with that at times, right? I feel like I'm a good problem solver. I am gifted with the ability to connect with people. Not everyone. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Some of you guys are watching this now. You're like, this guy's Dutch. It's okay. It's your thought on it. But when you think about, I think I heard this a while ago, Danielle. Maybe this gives some ideas in terms of what your gifts are. What you think you do is not always what you do. What the others thank you for is what you do. Think about that one for a gift.
Well, I think, I think for myself, like I fall into I do help others a lot, mainly you and Ezekiel, just because I'm not out around a lot of other people, but I feel like I've done a good job of being detailed and almost being empathetic, I guess you could say, and understanding like the things that people are looking for. So, I mean, just this weekend at the volleyball tournament, I had a parent who is at another club now say, I really miss the organization that you did for our team. And, it's really hard because we don't have that now. And so realizing like as crazy as I sometimes think I make myself, like trying to be so organized and detailed about all the things that need to happen and planning stuff, it actually helps others more than you actually realize. And so that and just being empathetic and, like, being able to see different sides of stories and understanding, like, where this person, like, my storytelling, I guess we could call it.
Well, if you haven't had a chance to hear Danielle tell a story, she is one of the best storytellers that I know.
That too came up this weekend as the referee called over the captains, and I'm telling a story to everyone around me what he's telling them, which, like, how am I supposed to know? Like, yeah, there's a little bug in my ear. I can hear the whole conversation.
This is
They're
true.
like, "Really?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. Like, I cannot, like, hear what he's saying." It was funny. But just, like, being empathetic and understanding, like, different perspectives of things that may be going on.
And that leads to the point when you go back to this question, what is my gift to the world? A lot of times just how you show up becomes a gift. Like being you, doing like you're organized. I mean, you look at our house, we have our calendar for our whole month laid out. Danielle sends us calendar invites. So I don't have to think about that. Like that's a gift to me because I lead a large organization of people and I'm like, oh, I don't have to think about that. And so I just look at my calendar and people go, where do you got to be? I'm like, I just got to look at my calendar. It says location, date, and time. That's what I got to do. And I think it's those little things that we do on a daily basis. We don't realize that it can be a gift to others. I look at, our son who was awarded like sportsman of the year for his volleyball club this past year. And when I saw that, that's probably one of the proudest awards I can see him earn because speaks to him as a young man, as an individual. And he may not be the one who's doing all the crazy things out there, but how he shows up created a calmness and a confidence for his teammates, which the coach expressed. When everyone else was getting all crazy things, he was remaining cool, calm, collected. And actually, this weekend, ironic, and I haven't actually had an opportunity to tell him this story yet. Another coach whose son is possibly going to be joining our team was talking about some of the other players, and he goes, I just want to also mention about Ezekiel. He goes, I watched him be a referee last weekend, and people may have been questioning the calls, yelling or whatnot, and he was unfazed by it. He was like completely stoic and just did his job. And he goes, I was really impressed with how old is he? I go 16. He goes, a 16-year-old not to crumble and not to be affected, all that coming at him. And then he says, that must be good. That's a extension of his parents, But I go, that's pretty cool. And that was a gift, right? That was a gift that Ezekiel gave by being himself and showing up. And he was following the rules. He was following the responsibilities of being a referee. And so I think those are the things when we think about what is my gift to the world. Now, take away the fact that, titles. I mean, your gift was being a mother and a spouse. Those are all gifts that you just gave to the world. So it'd be interesting to hear for those of you guys who are watching the comment. What do you feel is your gift to the world? And it might be something that you may not even thought about. Something that people have thanked you for doing over the years. What would you say, any kind of final thoughts around this question, Danielle?
Well, I think just embrace, like, who you are, like, on a day-to-day basis. Like, you don't have to be an extraordinary motivational speaker out on the speaking tour. You can just be who you are as a woman, as a man, as a wife, as a mother, as a husband, a wife, a son, a daughter, a coworker, whoever you are, just be you. And when you show up in a positive light, that's all that you can give to the world is your positive energy. Or are you giving negative energy? What is your gift, or are you taking someone's gift? And just to look at that who you are and who you show up for each day.
All right, so we're just about to go ahead and wind up here, but you said something that I want to dig into. We still got time. You said, are you either giving your gift or taking someone's gift from them? What did you mean by that?
Well, I think it's easy. Like, you can get caught up in your emotions, and depending on who you show up as, are you negative and complaining, and are you a cloud on someone's day, or are you the sunshine in their day? Are you being positive? And it doesn't have to be like happy, like everything's great, like whatever, like skipping and singing through the hallways. But just, watching the words that you speak. Are you giving life to conversation, or are you raining on it with negativity and complaining comments?
That's great. Psychiatrist and author David Biscott proclaimed that the purpose of life is to discover your gift. The meaning of life is to give your gift away. And if you're watching today, know that you have a main gift, whether it's a talent, special quality, or a specific resource, or like Danielle said, just a unique way of being that authentically you. And whatever yours is, give your gift away. Share your through being it and living it each and every day. And then always remember, no matter what you think you are more than that. Until next week, I'm Tony Jalen, joined by the wonderful
Danielle Jalen.
Go out there and be a rare leader. Be resourceful, be adaptable, be resilient, and willing to engage with others to lift others up.